Hi, Jill here, and I'm going to show you today how to make the flowers that I promised on the last video. And the little butterfly, they're pretty much made the same way. Here's some other suggestions on flowers. Pretty much what I did was I started out with some flower shapes that I cut out on my slice machine. You can use anything to cut these out, just whatever shape you're looking for. But this one I did 3 of the 2-inch of flowers from the basic cartridge, and I did 2 of the 1-inch, and then this butterfly is off of the Seasons cartridge. So I just cut them out of some scrapbook paper. Actually, this is Anna Griffin pattern. It just has a light pattern. You could go with a bold pattern. It's up to you. So let me put these aside. So first thing I do is once they're cut out and sitting here, I go ahead and get out some glimmer mist. You can really use any spray. Again, it can have iridescence in it. It doesn't have to. Totally up to you. 2 of my flowers are going to be one color, the larger flowers, and one's going to be the other, and then 1 of each of the small flowers. So you just pick whatever color. I'll just do 2 green and just spray them. You want them wet. And then I come in with some shimmer spritz from Sukaneko. This color's Frost. This stuff is great because it gives another kind of shimmer, and I just like adding it. Okay, so those are good and wet because that's what you want, because we're going to crumple these up. So even if you decide you don't want to spray, you want to wet your flowers. Then I'm going to come in with another color, and this one is Pink Azalea. And then again we're going to come back in with the Frost Spritz. Another option I really like for this step is to use the all-purpose inks. Again, these are Sukaneko, and they're the same colors as these spritz sprays. We have Frost White, Champagne Mist. These I got through Stampin' Up, but this is a product that you can get from a lot of fabric places. Okay, so now we're just going to crumple these up and put them in these little balls. And this is what's going to give them all the dimension. And clean up our mess with my really nasty rag here. And then the butterfly, I just use the frost on him. A little bit more on the butterfly because it's a little bit harder to crumple because this is just some ivory cardstock. Okay. So now these are ready to be heat set. So I just put them in my tidy tray, and now I chase them around with the heat gun because they like to go all over the place. And as with everything that you do with the heat gun, just keep in mind it's hot. Now this isn't going to heat them all the way, but it's going to set some of those wrinkles. And I do want to let you know that I got this idea and kind of modified it, tweaked it for myself from NS Snow Angel is her YouTube name, and it's N like Nancy. And she's in my favorites. And she did a really good tutorial on this. Okay, so we're just going to pull these out and unravel them. Now be careful at this step because you could really easily rip the petals off. And if you do, it's not a really big deal because you can reattach the petals, but if you don't have to, then why rip them? Okay, so now I'm just going to heat set the flower again. It shrinks a little at this stage. So once it's nice and hot, then you're ready to age it. Now I went ahead and I did another set just in case we ran low on time. I'm not going to sit and peel every single one open for you. Don't want you to get too bored. And I just use my dabber in my Vintage Photo Distress ink. So I do that to all of the flowers. And then this is what you end up with. All of the flowers. Now these aren't distressed, so we'll just pretend that they are. So I line them up, and you can just dress them after this step too, is the nice part. It's kind of a loose technique. I'm using my matte pack, just a little tiny bit of crystal lacquer, and you're just going to set them one on top of the other. Way too much. So let's just put a little there, and then we'll put that guy there. Then I just take my piercing tool, pierce all the way through. I do like to lift up my matte pack because you're not supposed to pierce the non-stick craft sheet. So, and then I just put a rhinestone through that. And as you can see with my other flowers, I did some larger rhinestones. I did different colors. I did some of the Stampin' Up! Chocolate chip rhinestones. And then these are just the small decorative rhinestones. So let's put that one aside and we'll move over to an aged one. Because this is the fun step to me. This is where I'm going to make this really pop out. And we're going to add diamond dust. Here's what the diamond dust looks like and how it comes. I got this at Michael's. It's like $9, and of course this week I used my 50% off coupon a few weeks ago, but this week it's 50% off also. It's in the adhesive section, in that aisle where you find your regular glues, not your scrapbooking glues. Then we're going to use crystal lacquer, and we're just going to touch the tips. Now you just want little droplets because we're going to sugar this flower. We're not going to cover it in a whole bunch of crystal lacquer because it comes out kind of gucky looking if you do that. So you're just going to kind of, you know, touch a little here and there. You can always add more, as with anything. And then I'm going to use my cutter bee tweezers. I think these are what, tweezer bees? And some diamond dust. I put mine in a little eyelet container. And I'm just going to spoon it on. And see, it's just sugaring it. And I do it over the tidy tray just in case anything extra gets loose, but pretty much this tray is a good size. And so now we have our completed flower. It's all lightly sugared with the rhinestone in the center, and you're ready to add this to a card. What I use is the mini glue dots, and I find that they really attach nicely with these. You could use thicker or foam tape if you wanted some dimension, but I really like the way that these attach, and I use one on each of the back wings. So there you go. There's your flowers, and the butterfly, same exact way. Once you dry it, it ends up all crinkled. You hit the high spots with your vintage photo ink pad. And then we're going to sugar this the exact same way. Just a little bit of crystal lacquer. I can open it. Touch some of the high spots. Again, you don't want way too much on this either. I found that it does get kind of overpowering if you put too much on. And there's your butterfly. So now you are all set. Okay. We'll just leave it in there for now. Okay, so there you go. And thanks for watching. Have a great day.